I'm going to give you 5 reasons why it's not too late to sell on Amazon in 2026. And if you've been thinking about starting an Amazon business, but you keep wondering if I miss my chance, well, I want you to think about this. In the last 2 years, we have made over $1 million in sales here at the Passion Product team from selling 8 different products, and it wasn't luck. It was based on implementing the right strategy, which I will explain in this video. And this is the best strategy that you can implement today if you want to sell on Amazon. And here is what nobody is telling you. Amazon has never been more alive and more profitable. It's just evolved from what it used to be. I used to ask the same question, especially after I launched my first product, which ended up being a big loss. But once I saw behind the curtains and started doing things the right way, everything changed. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why it's not too late and why it's easier than ever before to start now. Because there are some tools and effective strategies to sell on Amazon today. In 2026, there are 5 major things that stop people from selling on Amazon. Well, the first of the 5 things that people overthink, and is probably the most important thing, is seller oversaturation, which I will talk more about in a minute. However, the next huge concern is competitive platforms like Temu or Etsy or TikTok Shop. Because when Temu launched, Amazon sellers really took a huge hit. But things have changed, and the strategy that I'm talking about doesn't get affected by other platforms. And you will understand why in just a second. Now, the third concern is something that you will never be able to avoid on Amazon, and that's the Amazon fees. And a lot of them have been raised in the past few years, so stick around so you've got all the up-to-date information. I'll reveal the other 2 reasons later in this video, but you need to understand all these reasons before you start selling on Amazon. And you can trust that I know what can really destroy your business because I lived it. I started selling my products on Amazon a few years ago, and it didn't go how I expected until I started implementing this new strategy that anyone can really implement, even if you are a complete beginner. And before I get started, let's take a look back at how Amazon started. Amazon launched in July of 1994, but they were the only seller. In the year 2000, they did something incredible. Amazon opened up to third-party sellers. These are people like you and me who can sell on their platform. They already had 20 million customers. So this was like a life-changing for people or new sellers who went online and start selling on their platform. You could sell anything back then and still make thousands and thousands of dollars easily because there was no competition. When they opened their gates to sellers like us, they've grown to over 600 million products and over 300 million customers. And thanks to people like us, this year Amazon is projected to clear over $700 billion in sales. And yes, because we've helped the number of online shoppers grow every year, our opportunity has grown as well, which is great, but this ties back to the competition that I mentioned earlier and the oversaturation of sellers. Now I'm going to tell you how you can survive in the oversaturated world of Amazon FBA. But if you don't know, my name is Cam, and I've been in this entrepreneurial journey for 3+ years. I've tried few different methods of selling on Amazon and failed miserably. I actually have made a couple of videos talking about my failures, and I didn't find success until I partnered up with Travis and the Passion Product team, and I started selling on Amazon the correct way. And this is what I'm going to show you today. So make sure that you pay attention because this single-handedly the secret and the easiest way to make money on Amazon today. And if you're completely new to this, FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. That means when a customer buys your product, Amazon will pick, pack, and ship to the customer for you. This makes FBA an almost completely passive income business because all you need to do is make sure that you have stock in the Amazon warehouse and everything else is taken care of. But How are you going to sell on Amazon? Well, for years, all these sellers have sold products using one of these three strategies: wholesale, retail arbitrage, and private label. And each method has a different level of success in 2025 and therefore 2026. The first method is wholesale. That's where you go to sites like globalsources.com and simply buy products in bulk, like this humidifier over here, for just $20, then sell it on Amazon for $80. Then you just keep all the profit. On the other hand, retail arbitrage is that you need to go out and spend time to find products that are being sold at a discount and reselling them on Amazon for a profit. Let's take this cookware set that's being sold on Walmart for $99, but it's being sold on Amazon for $220. Now, you would buy it from Walmart.com and sell it on Amazon for an increased price, and you get to keep the profit. But in 2026, there is a huge downside for retail arbitrage. It is a constant work and isn't going to be a passive income for you. Not even close. You have to keep going out, finding discounted products, and flip them. Now, the third way to sell on Amazon is private label. This method is where you sell products like these solar lights. If we just scroll down and copy the best-selling rank number, then paste it into the Jungle Scout free sales estimator, add in the marketplace and category, and we can see that they're selling about 35,000 units every single month. Multiply that by their selling price of $30, and you can see that this seller is actually making over $1 million in sales every single month. But what's crazy is that if you go to Alibaba.com, you can buy the solar light, that same exact product, for only $2.80 a piece. So like wholesale, you can just buy this product in bulk, then you just need to slap your own brand on it, put your own logo on it, and sell it on Amazon for a huge markup and keep all the profit. That's what private label is all about. However, even though private label can make you a lot of money, it is so difficult for products to stand out because everybody is selling them on Amazon. If you can buy these solar lights, so can everybody else. And if identical products are being sold on Amazon, customers will just choose either the cheapest price or the one with the highest reviews. And in 2026, it's going to be impossible to compete, which is the biggest con for all these three ways of selling in an oversaturated market. And it's been competitive for the last 2 years. But I'm going to tell you the only way to sell on Amazon to guarantee success today, and I'm not over exaggerating. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when trying to sell on Amazon is jumping into wholesale, retail arbitrage, or private label, because those methods come with insane competition. Because if it's easy for you to find a product to sell, it's just as easy for 500 other sellers to find that same exact product. And when everyone is selling the same thing, the price will drop, the profit will disappear, and you're stuck in a race to the bottom. That's even if your listing is shown on page 1, right? Because with the oversaturation, you end up being stuck on page 2 or page 3, so nobody actually buys your product. And that's one of the biggest issues with private label. You've probably seen these videos on TikTok or Instagram where people are claiming they work 2 hours a week and somehow end up in a Lambo or with a beachfront view. And let me tell you, I've been selling on Amazon for years now. And let me tell you, this is not a get rich quick scheme. I've made money and I've lost money. But here's what actually works in 2026 is selling something that people are searching for. This is where your strategy comes in. So something people want, but they cannot find easily on Amazon. This is where the gap is. That's what we teach in the Amazon FBA program, and how to avoid the saturated markets by completely selling a product using a strategy called niche branding. For example, we have created a carnivore-friendly electrolyte powder that has no sugar, no additives, and we made over $100,000 in just the first 6 months. Not because it was the best product ever made, not because it's the only electrolytes on Amazon, but because it was specific and it was targeted to a niche audience that no one else was serving. So there was a group or a crowd of people that were searching on Amazon for this specific product, and no one was selling to them. I used that same method to create my clove water product because I saw a need and realized that nobody else was offering it. It wasn't just a random product. It was a specific product that people were actively searching for on Amazon, but no one was selling. And when your product is unique and tailored to a niche, your competition drops. You don't even have competition. As soon as I placed the product online, it started selling organically without any ad spend. And the best part, zero competition. So if you want to actually win on Amazon this year or next year, don't copy what everyone else is doing. Follow a proven system, validate your product properly by finding a product idea that people are searching for and no one is selling on Amazon. We do this by using a market research tool called Helium 10. It doesn't get easier than this, and no one is talking about it, but this is how you find golden opportunities that are almost guaranteed to make you money on Amazon. And if you want help doing that, I highly recommend checking out our Amazon FBA program. It is the one I actually joined and it walks you through every single step. Now let's jump into the second topic that most people are concerned about and stops them from starting to sell on Amazon. And that is a lot of people worry about Temu or Shein and it's making it too hard to compete on Amazon. And yeah, maybe in 2024, they were a real problem. They flooded the US with ultra cheap products by using a tariff loophole, and a lot of Amazon sellers maybe have lost some money because of it. But that loophole closed now. They're paying tariffs like everyone else, and their downloads have dropped over 75%. That's the grip they had on the market, and it's gone. And honestly, they were never a threat to our strategy because I didn't sell a bulk product that anyone could copy. Clove water and carnivore electrolytes are completely unique, and the strategy we use targets people that are searching for this product on the Amazon platform. And what that means is that we confirm the search volume for these products on the Amazon platform before we even make the products. That's the power of selling something custom, niche, and made for a specific audience on a specific platform. Again, Helium 10 is a market research tool that allows you to see the search volume for specific products on Amazon. And we show you how we do it to find products that people are searching for but not being sold on Amazon. And this takes me to the next concern, which is the Amazon fees. And yes, Amazon does have some fees. There's the 15% referral fee, FBA fees for packing and shipping, and there's a few other fees depending on storage and your inventory. And yeah, if you're selling generic products or doing retail arbitrage, those fees can eat into your margins fast because you're forced to compete on price. Once you drop your price to stay competitive and then subtract all those fees, there's barely anything left for you. But that's exactly why I recommend focusing on niche or passion products. When you're selling something unique, something people can't find everywhere, you're not stuck in a price war. Like my clove water product sells for $19 or the carnivore electrolyte that sells for $38. And people buy it because there's nothing else like it. And they want to buy those products on the Amazon platform. The products look premium, they feel premium, and it solves a specific problem for a specific audience. When it comes to advertising, yes, there's the Amazon PPC fees that you have to pay, but you don't need to rely on it. I didn't spend $1 on ads when I launched because I used the right strategy to drive organic traffic into my listing. PPC is great once your product is already doing well, but it shouldn't be the fuel that gets you sales. It should be the cherry on top that gets you more sales on top of your organic sales. That's the power of using the right method. It's what we teach inside the Passion Product Formula, how to launch a product without getting crushed by fees or competition. One of the biggest concerns I had when starting my Amazon business was the startup cost. I thought I would need 50 to 60K to create and launch an Amazon FBA business, but that turned out to be way off. Amazon makes things so much cheaper to start a business online today. Retail arbitrage and wholesale don't cost much to get into, but that's also why they're super competitive and anyone can buy cheap inventory and resell it, which makes your profits very slim. But when it comes to launching a niche brand or a passion product, the cost to start is way lower than people think. I launched my clove water product for just over $2,000, and that covered inventory, packaging, and shipping to Amazon's warehouse, and it started generating profit passively from day one. Some sellers have even started with $0 using crowdfunding, like AJ, who raised over $100,000 on his cocktail cards product before even placing his first inventory order. So if you're asking, are startup costs a problem in 2026? My honest answer, no, especially with Amazon. Amazon makes it so easy to start an Amazon FBA business. Whether you've got a couple of grand saved up or you're starting from scratch, there are creative ways to launch your product without going broke. And speaking of broke, let's take a look at the last reason that people are afraid of launching their own Amazon business. And it's the last thing that make people quit before they even start selling on Amazon is the fear of a recession. There are headlines out there every week warning that the economy is about to crash. I mean, just yesterday, economist Mark Zandi said we're on the edge of a massive recession. And yeah, it sounds terrifying. If people stop spending money, how are you supposed to sell anything, right? Those headlines never stop, and there's almost a recession every decade or so. And every year there's a new prediction that we're about to fall off a cliff. But if you look online, shopping keeps actually growing. And even if a recession does hit, not all products get affected equally. Some categories like pet supplies, groceries, and baby products are actually recession proof. And that's the power of selling a niche branded product or a passion product. You're not just another seller trying to compete on price, you're actually creating something that people actually want, even when they're cutting back on non essentials. When the world shut down in 2020 and people were losing jobs left and right, online shopping didn't shrink. It actually grew by over 43%, hitting over $244 billion. I've spoken to so many sellers who've made their success during that recession. So more than half of the top 500 most successful companies in the world were started during a recession. So if you're thinking about starting your Amazon business in 2026, don't let fear stop you. There's never going to be a perfect time to start, but there's always a smart way to start. So to me, it's clear that if you're doing retail arbitrage, private label, or wholesale, they're no longer a good opportunity in 2025 or 2026. But if you take my advice and do the right research to launch a brand new, unique passion product or a niche branded product, Amazon is a huge opportunity for you to succeed and grow a 6 or even 7 figure business in 2026. We've used this method over the last 2 years, and we've generated over $1 million in sales by repeating the same method. We've launched several products that people were searching for and no one was selling to them on Amazon. You could do the same thing. Our Amazon FBA course has over 100 plus step-by-step tutorials, 2 one-on-one coaching sessions, and weekly live Q&As. Click the link below to sign up for the waitlist now. And if you're not ready to join just yet, Travis has a complete 12-hour Amazon FBA course. It is completely free and it takes you from A to Z to starting an Amazon business. Just click the link down below to check it out. And thank you for watching.